Things are not always as they seem, and that can be true even at the grocery store.
Some products that appear to be decent choices are actually quite deceiving. Welcome Lisa Leak, the founder of 100daysofrealfood.com. Lisa, it's great to see you.
Thank you for having me here, as always.
You wrote a blog about this, about
Yes.
how labels can be deceiving.
Exactly. I actually have a few different blog posts because there's just so many, and it's actually kind of a fun game for me to go to the grocery store and say, what's going to be in this one, and take a look, because, you know, starting right here with pasta, you know, these are products that I used to buy, that I used to fall for. If you look at this box, for example, it says it's, you know, pasta plus, so it has these extra nutrients in there. So I used to think, oh, I'll get this. This will be better for my kids.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, but the thing that this is actually missing are whole grains. So, you know, what happens is when they strip the wheat down to the refined white flour, they're taking out all, like, pretty much all the good stuff. So what you want to do is you want to buy the whole grain version that still has all those good nutrients in there, not something that's, you know, added back in the factory.
So this is not necessarily healthier than a traditional white pasta that you...
It might be a tiny bit better than like a white pasta, but what you really want to go for is the whole grain version. So there's nothing whole grain about this. So this is really the better choice health-wise.
Look for whole grain on the label.
Yes,
okay?
exactly.
And Lisa, you say a lot of times products have more ingredients than they really need.
Exactly, and that's a great point. Reading the ingredients, that's really the only way to know what's in your packaged food and to know how processed it is. Now this right here, this is Italian-style breadcrumbs, and it actually has almost 40 ingredients. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, but it's, oh, here. Sorry, you're better at that than me. Right down here are all the ingredients, and it actually has partially hydrogenated oil, the same trans fat that the government just asked food companies to remove from products. It has, yeah, it has so many ingredients, and it really takes, if you want to make good, wholesome bread, it only takes 4 or 5 ingredients. So I love this brand of breadcrumbs. If you don't want to make your own, it only has 4 ingredients. It has what, you know, bread should have in it: whole wheat flour and a little bit of salt and yeast, and you also can make your own breadcrumbs from good bread as well. It's very easy. You can just crumble up the bread in a food processor and just bake it in the oven for 20 or 25 minutes at 300 degrees. So it's very easy to do and to avoid. And if you want to have the Italian flavor, you just mix in the seasonings.
Very good. Yeah.
Sounds easy.
40 ingredients as opposed to a whole bunch of ingredients.
Almost 40, yes. And then again, you could add the Italian seasoning. And then this is another one that I think is pretty funny, this honey mustard. This actually has more high fructose corn syrup than it does honey or mustard. And to make honey mustard at home, I mean, it's so easy. You just mix these two things together.
Gee, what would you mix together?
I know.
To make honey mustard.
I know. My daughter actually makes this for us. Anytime we have, like, you know, chicken nuggets or sweet potato fries. I know you said you like it with your pretzels. I mean, it's so easy, and it's really hard to mess up. So if it doesn't taste right, just add a little more honey or add a little more mustard. It's very easy.
Okay.
And, you know, you have to be careful with salad dressings and stuff in general.
They have a lot of added stuff.
Yes, exactly. And now popcorn is another big one. You know, popcorn's great. I love it because it is a whole grain food, but you don't want to go mess it up with something like this, because these bags have a lot of unwanted chemicals in them, and they have additives, and this actually has artificial flavoring in it as well. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is it's very easy to make microwave popcorn in a brown paper lunch bag.
No way.
Have you ever done this?
No.
I call it the popcorn trick. So you can put either a 1/4 cup or a 1/3 cup, this is actually a 1/3 cup of popcorn kernels just directly in the bag, nothing else. And all you have to do is just fold it over a couple of times and make sure it's sealed pretty nicely. You don't have to, you know, put tape on it or anything like that. You just stick it right in your microwave. It won't blow up, I promise.
No oil?
No oil.
How long would you?
And so in my microwave, it takes about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. But you want to wait till the popping slows down to like 1 to 2 seconds between, you know, popping, and then take it out.
My mind is kind of blown.
I know, and this
I'll
is
be honest
great.
with you, my mind is kind of blown
This
here.
is great. That's great.
This is so easy, and then you can put your own, you know, butter or oil or salt, your own, you know, none of this extra stuff that they have in this one.
I know that's convenient, but this is just
Lisa,
every bit as
that's
easy.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm not asking anyone to do anything complicated here. So yeah, it's just about knowing what the options are. So this next one, this one actually kind of upsets me. This Crystal Light Lemonade. It actually says natural flavor with other natural flavor twice on the front. It mentions that it's natural. It actually has 3 artificial ingredients, and artificial ingredients are like my #1 item to avoid when it comes to packaged food. So the thing is, though, if you want to make homemade lemonade, I mean, what's it full of? Sugar, you know, and that's really, that's what I think most Americans are eating too much of. So I would say maybe consider just a glass of water with a slice of lemon, or you could put like a splash of some sort of juice, or my husband, he likes to put like a splash of grapefruit juice in water just to keep it interesting. But just, you know, you have to be careful again. Natural, but it's really artificial.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. I love a glass of ice water with lemon and a little slice of cucumber too. It
And
tastes good.
I think water can be an acquired taste, especially with my kids. I try to get them to drink water instead of other things. It took about 6 months before they stopped complaining about it. So just give it some time.
Okay.
You can learn to appreciate it.
Stick with it.
Water is good for you. And then this last one is also pretty upsetting, this taco seasoning. If you look right here, the first ingredient and what it contains the most of, what is that?
Maltodextrin.
Maltodextrin. Do you put maltodextrin in your tacos when you make them from scratch
I
at
do
home?
not.
No.
That's what this contains the most of, are refined additives, and it also has partially hydrogenated oil. Again, that's what's trans fat. So it's super easy to make your own taco seasoning at home. You probably own, you probably own all of these ingredients. So this is basically just chili powder. I put a teaspoon of that, and then a half a teaspoon of cumin, oregano, and salt, and that's it.
It's so
And then you can
simple.
avoid this stuff.
I used to use those seasoning packets,
I did
and then I
too.
stopped, and
I
I
did
just
too.
make my own, and they taste
know.
even better.
Really?
I know,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people
I've never thought to do that. Never.
mix your own.
To
or
mix
use-
my own.
Well,
I've
and
always
it's
bought the
easy.
little
I know, because
packet.
I think a lot of people, and I was the same way. I just thought if you're making tacos, this is how you do it. But this
Right.
is much, much better, much cleaner way to
And
do it.
can we find that
So-
little mixture on your blog?
Well, I'll send it to you guys, and so you can put it on your website.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
100daysofrealfood.com. 100daysofrealfood.com is Lisa Leak's website. It is fantastic.
You're
Thank you.
sweet.
It's
Thank
great. I
you.
love it. I love it. Thank you so much.